So as we get started going through some hazard analysis techniques, I'd like for us to take a few moments and begin with the end in mind. The end result or goal of many of these preliminary hazard analysis techniques is to identify safety critical and safety related items and functions. The concept between these four terms is pretty simple, but I want to make sure you have it down because we're going to use it a lot. First, we're going to talk about and contrast functions versus items, and then second, we're going to contrast critical versus related. And after we talk about those two separate terms, we will then have the concept of all four of these down. So let's get started. Between functions and items, a safety critical function, or a function, let's say. A function is something that a system does. It's the means by which the system operates to accomplish its goals. Raise and lower the landing gear in an airplane is a function. Provide oxygen to occupants of a passenger-carrying submersible is a function. To guide a missile to the target is also a function. Failure of a function will directly result in a mishap. By contrast to function, safety items are pieces, parts, hardware, software, things whose failure could potentially contribute to a hazard or mishap. A hydraulic brake hose is an item. For example, if a hydraulic brake hose, that item fails, it may contribute to brake failure, which is a hazard, which has mishap potential. The terms critical and related, let's talk about those briefly. They refer to the severity of the mishap in question. So safety critical are functions or items, mishaps that would be classified as catastrophic or critical. Safety related, by contrast, are those mishaps whose severity would be classified as marginal or negligible. Let's look at that on a risk matrix. Functional or item failures that would contribute to mishaps plotted under catastrophic or critical severity, those are called safety critical. That's where safety critical falls. Functions or items whose failure state would contribute to mishaps plotted under marginal or negligible severity are considered safety related. That's where the safety related ones fall. In essence then, it's simply this. Safety critical functions are those things that a system does whose failure would result in catastrophic or critical mishap. Safety critical items then are those hardware, software, pieces or parts whose failure might contribute, again, to a catastrophic or critical mishap. Safety related functions are those things a system does whose failure would result in mishap, but only of marginal or negligible severity, while safety related items are those pieces, parts whose failure might contribute to the mishap of marginal or negligible severity. I hope this helps. Next video we're going to get into functional hazard analysis technique.